In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make an animation just like this. I'll show you how to know where to place the blocks, how to create on-hit animations, and at the end I'll show you a great trick for creating really smooth camera motion. To begin with, you'll need some music. A great place to get music that's ideal for an animation like this is Music Lab from chromeexperiments.com. You can play around making your own music, but if you want, you can also grab this track from the link in the description. Simply hit save and download the WAV file. Let's load up Blender. I'm using Blender version 3.6. You can switch to the video sequencer window by clicking this icon here. I'd recommend having this at the bottom of the screen just like this. You can change from the timecode to frames by pressing Ctrl and T. So now if you hit add, then click sound, you'll be able to locate the audio file that you downloaded from Music Lab. This will add the file at the current frame. With the audio selected, press N to open up the properties. Then in the strip tab, check the display waveform button. You can see how long the audio track is, and so in the timeline editor, you can set the duration of your animation to match the music. Also in the timeline editor, click this drop down labelled playback, then find the heading audio, then click scrubbing. So that's the audio all set up. Let's design the scene. You're going to need something for the ball to bounce off, and the ideal shape is a cube. So take the default cube, then in edit mode, resize the cube to be more of a platform size. It's important to consider the scale of the objects as this affects the simulation, so I scale my objects by 0.2. We're going to need to create a rigid body for the physics simulation, so come over to the object menu and find the rigid body and click add passive. In the physics tab we don't need this set to convex hull, we can set this to box. In the surface response settings you can change the friction to 0 and the bounciness to 0.2. Now we can add a ball, so add a sphere and add an active rigid body. In the settings, change the friction to 0 and the bounciness to 1. Now if you press play, you'll see the ball bounce on the platform. If you're going to have the animation loop seamlessly, then how you start the animation is important, as the start and end need to be identical. So for this example, I'm just going to make a platform which I need to add another passive rigid body to. Now I'm going to position the ball at the start, so the first thing we need to do is check this animated checkbox, and add a keyframe by hovering over the box and pressing the I key. Position the ball and then add a keyframe with the I, and then select location. Move on a few frames and also move the position of the ball in the direction that you want it to move in. Add a new location keyframe. Untick the animated box and keyframe this also. Now when you play the animation from the beginning, the ball will roll off the platform like this. Once the ball has travelled the distance you want, move the audio clip to align with the cursor in the timeline. Next, all you need to do is position the platform underneath the ball. Restart the animation and watch the ball bounce off the platform at the moment the ball touches it. Then all you need to do is duplicate the platform with Alt and D to repeat this process. But before you go ahead and start duplicating though, I'd recommend coming to the Scene Properties tab and finding the Rigid Body World Simulation settings and change the substeps per frame and the solver iterations to 20. This is just for a little more precision in the animation. Next you want to expand the cache section and make sure the simulation is long enough for the music. After each platform you place, I'd recommend clicking the Calculate to Frame button found in the Rigid Body World section of the Scene tab under Cache, and this will prevent calculation errors. Once you've completed the music, you should then copy the starting block to the position that you want the animation to end. Once you're happy with the position of the final block, then we can bake the simulation. Select Object, Rigid Body, then click Bake to Keyframes. Now click OK on this next dialog box. After this, position your camera to the angle you want to look at the ball. Then create an empty at the ball's location. Parent the camera to the empty with Ctrl P. Next you want to add a copy location constraint to the empty with the ball as the target. Now when you play the animation, it will almost seamlessly loop. I'll show you how to make a perfect loop later. You're free to remove the rigid bodies from all the platforms as it's no longer needed. What you can do now is edit the platform and add any style to it you want. Just bear in mind to keep the face that the ball bounces from in the same location. Okay, so now if you want to animate the platforms and impacts, this is how I do it. This is an awesome technique as it allows you to animate something once and then reuse the animation anywhere in your scene on any object. Press Shift and C to recenter the 3D cursor, Then create an empty object at the origin. Add a keyframe at frame 1 for the location and rotation. Move on a few frames and move the empty up and rotate it a little. Make the animation your own, of course. You can literally do anything you want. This is just the most basic of animations. What you need to do with this animation is go into the dope sheet and select Action Editor, and you'll see that this animation has been given a name. Replace this to something like A impact. The prefix is just there to keep it at the top of the list. Hit the fake user button to ensure that we don't lose this animation between project reloads, and now you can delete the empty. Next, you want to open up the NLA Editor. Click on this button labelled Only Show Selected, so this keeps the clutter of the NLA Editor tidy. Select all of your panels and press I and insert a keyframe for the location and rotation. This next bit is a little tedious. Go through each and every key and push down the action. Now you can scrub through your timeline to the frame the ball hits the panel. Select the panel and go to Add Track above Selected, then Add Action Strip. I have bound these to my quick favourites because it's so repetitive. Select the newly added action strip in the Properties panel. Change the blending to Combine. Now repeat this for each panel that you wish to animate. So now when we play the animation, we can see all of the panels reacting to the ball. The camera is a bit jarring and we can see the animation doesn't loop perfectly. So let's fix the loop first of all. To do this, we need to look at the first frame of the animation and see what's visible in the scene. Select the starting platform and move the cursor to the object. Add an empty object to that. Next, select all of the objects that are visible in your scene, and maybe one more just in case. Duplicate these panels and leave them exactly in place. Shift click the empty and press Ctrl P to parent to the empty. Move the empty and its child objects to the end of the track and move the 3D cursor to the last platform in the same way we did the first. But now what we can do is we can move the empty to the 3D cursor using the command selected to cursor. Now we need to follow the exact same process but in reverse. Make an empty, duplicate the panels behind the platform, parent to the empty, move the empty to the start. Now the animation should loop perfectly. The last thing that we need to do is adjust the camera so it's not giving people motion sickness. Select the camera empty and press F3 and type bake, and you'll see an option Object, Action, Bake Action. Select that. Select the option Visual Keying and leave the rest alone, and now hit OK. Go into the Constraints menu and remove the constraint. You won't see any difference, but here's the magic. With the empty selected, open the Graph Editor. Select everything with A, then click Key, Smooth, then Smooth Legacy. Now when you play the animation, it follows the ball, but in a much more pleasing way. The more you repeat the smooth, the less the camera will bounce around. Now it's up to you to design your lighting and textures and environment. Thanks for watching. Any questions, head on over to the comments.